Inside Huntsville with Brenda Martin, a conversation with department heads at City Hall on streets, ball fields, public safety, and more. And also with our community partners that add economic security, support education, and enhance the city's quality of life.
Hello, I'm Brenda Martin with Inside Huntsville. Thanks for joining me today. The impact of travel in Huntsville, Madison County is huge. The Alabama Tourism Department of Travel recently released these amazing figures for 2014. There were 2.8 million visitors in Huntsville, Madison County. Expenditures by these visitors were $1.8 billion, yes, I said billion dollars, and the number of jobs attributed to travel is over 15,000, that is. Here today to talk about the services we provide our visitors is Lynne Williams, who is the Visitor Center Manager from the Huntsville-Madison County Convention and Visitors Bureau, which is located at 500 Church Street in downtown Huntsville. And welcome, Lynn, to the show. Thanks for joining us. Those figures are staggering, but also they're welcomed.
Oh yes, there are many people at the Huntsville-Madison County Convention and Visitors Bureau that are working to bring visitors into Huntsville-Madison County. A lot of focus on the convention side of that because of the volume of people who come with those events, but then of course we get a little help from the fact that the Space and Rocket Center is Alabama's #1 tourist attraction as well, so that helps bring a lot of people into the area. And on my side, when they arrive in Huntsville, we work really hard to help them get out and find ways to enjoy the area, which equates to spending money at the restaurants and attractions. And of course, they're already spending money at the hotels in town. So that's where you get a lot of the impact on local jobs and the economy.
And there's a lot going on in Huntsville.
A lot going on in Huntsville.
Well, listen, how many visitor centers are there in the area? And what's its basic function?
Okay, well, we have the main downtown visitor center on Church Street, just down from the historic train depot. And it is the main one because it's just an actual building dedicated to welcoming visitors, and we have a lot more information, brochures, and it's, you know, we usually have 3 visitor information assistants working there versus our other location, which is in Huntsville International Airport. And it is a booth, and we have a lot of the same resources there, map-wise, and our information we hand out, but not nearly as many brochures for people to look through. But we do have a staff member that works there 7 days a week.
I was going to ask, is that manned
greet
also?
People coming into the airport.
Okay.
It is 9 to 5 on Mondays through Saturdays, and on Sundays 12 to 5. So pretty good coverage there, welcoming people coming in on the flights.
What do they find, the visitor assistants, what do they find that our visitors are saying when they come in?
You know, we get a lot of great feedback. Just yesterday, we had a review from a lady in Georgia who took the time to email and let us know that she is not normally one that stops at visitor centers, that she does her research and kind of knows what she wants to do. Ironically, she had seen the TripAdvisor Certificate of Excellence that we had gotten, and so I guess that elevated in her mind the reason to stop and see us. And she said that she had just 1 or 2 things down on their itinerary, and that the ladies in the visitor centers, after giving her the maps, started talking to her about the age of her children, and you know, they made suggestions, and she ended up reworking her itinerary because the things that they informed her of were more relevant, and she thought her kids would enjoy them. And her email was basically saying we had such a better trip because we stopped there first and found out the information. And that makes so much sense because that's what we do every day. And we're just really experts, especially cumulatively amongst all 20-something of the visitor information assistants. And many of them have worked there, some of them almost 30 years, some of them, you know, a lot of them over 10 years. And so just have a lot of good information, and we can hear what somebody's looking to do, what they're interested in, and we can help direct them.
So our visitor assistants, they're quite informed, aren't they?
Yes, very informed. And we take them out to local attractions.
Great.
To make sure that they've seen them and can answer questions at a very detailed level. So if somebody's in with a 3-year-old and they say, well, what if we go to this attraction? Will they have something they can do? You know, a lot of our sheet information is about pricing or hours. We wouldn't know that unless you've been there and actually seen what's available there. And we're fortunate a lot of our attractions are constantly offering new things to keep it exciting and always have something different.
What about the restaurants and shopping? I know you do a lot regarding the attractions, but what do you do to gear our visitors towards restaurants and our shopping, our amazing shopping that we have here in Huntsville?
Yes, I'm very proud of it too. I know some people feel they have to drive out of the area, but
you really don't.
We've got great choices here in Huntsville. So some of the shopping centers have provided us with their own brochures, and so of course we'll put those in the visitors' hands. But,
sure.
All of our maps, which are really simple to read, get you around, help you navigate around town, have our shopping centers noted on them. And so we will get the maps in their hands and give them directions verbally, how to get there, make sure they know what's there. And yes, but yes, we definitely don't want them sitting in a hotel room thinking there's nothing to go and do in Huntsville.
That's right.
We're trying to help encourage them and with our excitement to get out and go explore.
When one walks into the center, they see an array of brochures, not only local attractions, but for other parts of the state and also regional attractions. How do you help our visitors with all of that information? Because sometimes it could be information overload.
Yes, absolutely. And we actually have done a little bit of training to try to prevent that, because being that most of the visitor information assistants love their jobs and love sharing that information, you're right, if somebody comes in with a limited schedule, it can be hard sometimes to decide of the many different things we can talk to them about and put in their hands, which one. Because like I'm sitting here thinking right now, we've got the discount. So you want to make sure they know we have 20% off discounts to most of the attractions in town.
Is that on a weekly basis, daily basis?
They're actually good for 30 days. Even locals, we really try to get the word out to local residents that they can come by and pick those up and use them over a 30-day time period at their convenience. But you know, that's one thing. And then again, communicating how to get somewhere, the pricing and their hours of operation for that particular day, it can be a lot of information. We have to really try to ask questions and find out and do a little investigative work to see if we can best serve them efficiently. And I will say the front of the visitor center is where we have most of the local
that's
attractions
a good point.
and brochures.
Okay.
And then as you move just back a few brochure racks, the information kind of moves more into outdoor things, really specific things like theater, astronomy, concerts, canoeing, hiking, fishing, biking, brochures. So we have a lot of great resources. It's something that the visitor information assistants as well have to be informed and keep up with what resources we have, because somebody may come in and say, well, I want to go fish at this place. Well, that's not what most visitors come in are usually asking about, but you know, for those one or two that we might get in a week's time, they're asking about something very specific. We have to know where our resources are for them.
Talking about local activities, as a resident of this area, I sometimes like to just act as if I'm a visitor and and experience some of the things that we do have here. Talk to that a little bit.
What do they call that? Staycation? Staycation instead of vacation.
Yes.
Yes, and it's great to know, again, when you're getting out and doing that you were helping your local community by supporting the things here at home.
That's a good point. Yes.
Yeah, and like you said, with shopping, I mean, there's so many attractions and things to do here. When you have out-of-town visitors, stop and say, have you been to your Veterans Museum? It is fabulous. It's one of the best. When we've been to them all over the country. Or, you know, same thing with the Whedon House as far as a historic home tour. And you hear these things, you know, if you haven't been, we would feel really bad because, I mean, they're excited about it coming in from outside. And so anytime we can get information in the hands of local people to let them know about what's going on, we are just excited to do that. And they're usually very excited that they've come in. Once you get them there, it's kind of like, wow, I didn't realize. And between our calendar of events, and we keep printed versions in the visitor center, but that's also online and available several other ways. But so sometimes they'll look at that information and our several page free activities list that you know, they can look and find free ways to explore. So you can really do it on a budget, not much of a budget at all beyond, you know, we all have to eat. So maybe maybe you throw a meal in there, but you would have had to do that anyway. But for the most part, there's just plenty of options no matter what your interests are in the Huntsville area. And because we stay so informed and we have, that's our jobs, we take the time to do that beyond what most people are able to do just in their day-to-day lives. We can be a great resource to help get you there without you having to spend the time you know, researching it on your own. Just decide, if you wake up on a Saturday morning and decide you want to go do something, come into the visitor center and we'll get you started out on a good path for the day.
That is so fabulous. I have to give you guys a shout out too, because, and thank you as well. I had my family reunion not too long ago, and geez, without your help in terms of advising certain areas, certain attractions, certain restaurants, places for them to go. You guys were very, very helpful in that, and I appreciate it. And I'm sure there are a number of other folks that have reunions and such that I want to make sure that our citizens realize that they can come to you guys and get that kind of information.
Absolutely. On the visitor center side, of course, we're focusing on the individuals and the reunions, weddings, though that is one aspect of what the convention department does, is provide services to people who have groups coming into town and spending the night in hotels. We'll put a dining guide in the package that has all of the restaurants in Huntsville and Madison County listed by food type. So people can quickly flip through that, and of course we have a list of some that are the ones that locals really love that have been around for a long time as well. This is the year of barbecue, so we have brochures on barbecue. And a lot of people, when they arrive, will say, well, what's Alabama known for? What's Huntsville known for? And not being from Huntsville, a lot of times I'm so tempted because of how diverse Huntsville is, how many people from around the world there are here. I don't think about it from you know, a standpoint of it being known for one particular thing, because we have such great choices of all different food types. But of course, barbecue and the meat and three country style is what a lot of people are thinking about when they arrive in Huntsville.
You're exactly right. We do have an array of people, of cultures that live right here in Huntsville. In fact, I'm told some over 145 different cultures that of folks that are here. So you talk about a variety of foods and activities. It's something for everyone. So that's what's one of the things that's very exciting about living here. Now let's talk a little bit about apps and blogs and blog posts and the like. They're taking over the travel industry, needless to say. So tell us the advantages of that.
Okay. And yes, that's a really, some people may not think it's happening as quickly as maybe they might hear something and just dismiss it if they're not using the digital devices as much, but consistently the travel publications are all saying, wow, this is happening quicker, much quicker than we anticipated. So people who are becoming so accustomed, we're all accustomed now to using our phones for so much, digital devices generally, that we have worked hard to keep up with that trend and have things available. I was in a big city recently and saw a brand new visitor center.
Did you?
And they did not have hardly any paper brochures in the visitor center. And so if that's a sign of things to come, just very few pieces of paper in the center. So it really is where we're going now and where we expect things to go.
Well, what does that do to those of us who are seasoned? Okay.
Yeah, you would have been out of luck. You would not have been walking out with a bag of brochures. You know, they do like what we do and kind of point you where to look on your cell phone, online. And, you know, hopefully at the end of the day, when you get done, you've had a great experience and you thought that was really convenient and you didn't have to keep up with paper, flip through brochures and maps. And that's really a big feature of it, is why it's, I think, getting so used and popular so quickly, is that people who are seeing and using these things are pleasantly surprised and go, I don't need to keep up with all that. I can just pull it up right here and link straight there, and navigation to a lot of the attractions and so forth through some of those is just right there, and it's not multiple steps, right there in one or two easy steps.
We'll have to learn that.
Yes, yes.
Okay, now I'm hearing a lot about the new app, Rocket City Mom. The CVB has partnered with them, and how do they complement one another?
Well, what Rocket City Mom does, and I don't know their number of followers they have, but it's a large following that they have.
What do they do?
They are very focused on, as the name would imply, Rocket City Mom, on helping families figure out what to do in Huntsville. Not only free activities, but paid activities, just events, what's going on, and what resources are available to families in the area. So they kind of, almost like we are working to do that for the travel aspect, they're doing that just as a service to families in our local community. So in partnership with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, you know, as they're going to be focused on family and not, their information is more specific to that, whereas the Convention and Visitors Bureau, we're giving information on events and things going on for all ages, a little different than their focus again, but in partnership, a lot of the things that we offer that locals aren't aware of, and just how many people who live here in the community haven't been into the Visitor Center. It's a great opportunity for us to reach all of their followers and let them know that we can complement, you know, if they want to get out and do things or finding out about it on the Rocket City Mom app, that we're there as a resource. They can just pick up the phone and call us. I tell people all the time when they're walking out with their maps and brochures that our phone number is on every single piece that you're taking out there, and use it. You know, if you get stuck later today and have a question, call us. You know, if you're at home trying to plan your day and have a question, call us. Again, we're a free resource, and we have the expertise to help people not have to go do their own research, just make it easy.
Wonderful. Now, the Convention and Visitors Bureau has a Facebook.
Yes.
They're on Twitter. They're on Instagram. They have Instagram pages. How do you use all these social medias?
Well, we have some wonderful staff members, our marketing department, and also somebody who works specifically on social media to be managing that. What we generally do is promote, and we have two sides of that as well. We have this aspect that goes more to visitors and to the local community, the different posts that are made. And then some of it is focused on conventions, and we have specific sites for meetings and conventions and so forth. So because we meet so many different needs and our resources in different ways, we do have a different one with that. Now for visitors in particular, on social media, we love for people who are out seeing attractions and just having fun in Huntsville to tag us and you know, post to our pages. So we love to get feedback. Feedback's great, and so we watch that and see if people are out enjoying something, or if they make other comments on there that we can communicate to attractions, or if something with the city generally. You know, we are representing the city of Huntsville and Madison County, and so whether it's great feedback or some feedback generally that you want to put out there, all of the social media sites are avenue you can do that. And of course, because we're posting about things going on, people can jump on there and get the real-time post and people's comments to get some feedback themselves on it. Yeah, I went to this last year, it was great. So just the spur of the moment, the social media interaction would be the difference between looking at, like, say, our website that's just got the information or the calendar events. Go to those social media sites and you're going to get a little different version, a little more lively version of what we're doing on those aspects.
Right. Periscope.
Yes.
What is that?
I was recently educated.
Okay.
It is just like you would think, a periscope on a submarine pops up and suddenly there's somebody streaming live video from all parts of the world. So I know the Today Show I've seen since I started using Periscope about a month ago. I've seen the Today Show pop up. Well, you'll get a little alert for anybody that you've followed, and it will let you know when somebody that you follow is streaming live videos. So Rocket City Mom is one of the groups that I follow, and usually multiple times a week, I'll get the little alert, I'll hear the little alert on my phone, and we'll look and say Rocket City Mom streaming from, and they'll be out at an attraction or somewhere in town, and again focused on things for family in what they're broadcasting. They went out. The Convention and Visitors Bureau, our marketing director, Jessica, she went out to Green Street Market and did a live stream on Periscope from Green Street Market. Now, it's the difference between this and the social media is that with this live streaming video on Periscope, me watching from wherever I'm at, can ask questions. So if she's got the video going around and it crosses something that you're interested in, you can say, well, what was that?
Oh my.
And she'll see it real time on her phone. And you can say, can you zoom in on that? And I mean, you can interact with this person, whether they be here in Huntsville or in Australia or Japan. It's a really neat way. I mean, you could go find these things online somewhere, we could get information again, but not where you can just suddenly, it's like you're there at that location and can ask questions. They have a little tap, you can tap on the screen and little hearts come up if you like what they're streaming about. So it's fun.
Well, my time is getting short here, and there's a couple of things I want to ask you about. You have worked with an amazing group of visitor assistant, information assistants, and I want you to share a little bit about them with us. They have been with you, many of them have been with you for years, and I'd like to give them a shout out.
Yes, absolutely. Like myself, who manages the visitor centers, of course, I would have to have that same love for doing the job and working with visitors, and that is truly what separates us. The visitor information assistants find so much joy in helping people to go out and enjoy their day. Just the opportunity to have that impact on their trip, or again, even the local people to impact how they enjoy the area, and how we feed the economic impact.
Sure.
We just enjoy that. And the
You've
visitor
got to have
information
love for
assistants take a lot of
people.
pride in that. And we get a lot of verbal feedback from people. It's not unusual for one of the ladies working to come in and tell me somebody wants to talk to me. I'll come out to the visitor center floor, and there'll be a guest there who says, I just wanted to tell you as your manager how fabulous this person just was.
I love it.
And so yes, we take a lot of pride in that, and that's I'm fortunate
great.
enough to work with them.
I know. And how many do you have?
There are over 20 altogether.
Over 20,
We do,
okay.
Majority are paid employees. We do have some that volunteer and have been volunteers for a long time. We have a lot of long-time employees, some well over 20 years that have been with us.
That's great.
Like I said, we're a good resource. We have a lot of information.
A lot of
behind
information.
us.
Talk about creating fun. You do that with our lucky, what's it called? The Lucky Duck?
Lucky Duck Scavenger Hunt.
Scavenger hunt.
Yes, and this is one of the things that's listed on our pages of free things you can do in town. We are adding 2 new ducks, which people who have done the Lucky Duck Scavenger Hunt will be thrilled to hear. This is what the ducks look like that are around town. It's a bronze duck. So it's not like the yellow duck I brought to contrast. Not easy to find. This blends in with nature much more so. And so it can be a challenging hunt, but we try to keep it where all ages can participate, including very small children. And some of my very favorite things with people, how they've utilized this, we've seen kids decide to do this as part of a birthday party.
Yeah.
So you'll see just a group of kids walking around downtown doing it. And then a family reunion that was in town, they actually put a cash prize. This was something they decided to do. Cash prize incentive associated with it. So all these family members from out of town were running around the downtown area looking for the duck. So a lot of creative ways you can do it, or just have lunch with friends in the midst of it is a fun thing. But we're adding 2 new ducks coming soon, and we'll be redoing the rack card for that.
Well, now, how many ducks do we have now?
12. 12, it'll be 14 when those are done.
Oh, okay.
So anyone who hasn't done that, highly encourage you to try that, because you learn the downtown really well to begin with. It's a fun exploration of your own city, and a lot of fun as you go. The map, the downtown map that we have at the Visitor Center, I usually don't hand out one of these clue cards without handing someone the downtown map, because you can use the information on the back of the map to help solve the clues.
Is that right?
All of the ducks are found somewhere on that downtown map, a very up-close map of downtown. So, you know, if you start at the Visitor Center, we'll get you the information to help make it as easy as possible. And also, you get to see the sample duck there. If you come back when you're done with the scavenger hunt, we have a special little souvenir prize that we give people. And the only way to get it is by completing the hunt.
And coming back.
You come back and tell us. That's fun to hear what people, how their experience went.
There's so much going on down at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. I tell you, you guys, it's amazing all that you do. Yes. On a daily basis.
I just was thinking, we haven't talked about the blog, our blog site, and I really did want to note that if I can.
Please do.
The Heart Huntsville. It's actually, the website is iHeart, H-E-A-R-T, Huntsville, but HSV, it's abbreviated HSV for Huntsville. So iHeartHSV.com. That's where all of our local bloggers are posting blogs weekly throughout the week on things to do in town, what their favorite dishes are at certain restaurants, about the local farmers markets, about where to take your dog to various places in town. The difference between it and everything else that we offer is that these are local bloggers who are posting to iHeartHuntsville.com. And so we do sometimes do blogs ourselves from the Convention and Visitors Bureau, but the majority of them are other local bloggers who are writing about all the things to do in Huntsville. And there's actually a link through the Rocket City Mom app. And to download the Rocket City Mom app, all you have to do is go to your app store on Android or Apple and download. Just type in Rocket City Mom and it will come right up. You just download it to install it on your phone. And they even have a link through their app that goes directly to iHeart Huntsville. And the difference with that is it really helps people hone in on things that they love. So if you're really into the arts, we have the blogs broken down in the sections. You hit on that section and then you see the different blogs, and you can go read about something very specific and something you really enjoy that there's not a traditional resource out there for.
Oh,
so
great.
Another great resource.
A great resource. Lynn, thank you so very much for being here. This has been great. Lots of information at the Convention and Visitors Bureau's Visitor Center.
Yes.
And thank you for all that you do as manager there. Okay. And thank you for joining us. Go out and have a great day. I'm Brenda Martin for Inside Huntsville.